Are we running? I just got a message back. I'm down to 5 people left.
I don't know.
Are we running?
I don't know.
I'm gonna be Let me verify. Hold on.
To check.
It was like 7:45-ish.
Okay, let me verify. Hold on, I'm going.
You call it, no.
Why do I look like such a dweeb in these meetings? Oh no.
You are the face of Anime
Don't
Detours.
say
Not
that.
yet.
Okay, I think we're live. Yeah, it looks like it's
Hello. Welcome
okay, let's
to
post in the chat that
Saturday afternoon. Hey. Welcome to the February 10th staff meeting. How many viewers do we have?
we
Two?
need to reshare the form. Oh fudge, I need to find the form. I shared last week a form. I can find it. I can find it. Hold on.
I believe in you. Gary's here. Specs is also lurking.
That name sounds familiar.
He's a member of a tech team.
Well, then we know that we have other people than just us watching. Excellent. We'll just let a
Oh, I
few
found it.
more folk filter in. Are we able to, do you think, pull it back a little bit so we can absolutely so we can get Hotura in frame?
Does that work?
And scoot it a little bit that way. Yes.
Huzzah!
Does anyone have privileges to pin my message?
Yeah.
I have like admin, but it doesn't say that I can pin it.
Pin.
I was actually just kind of staring off into space. Specs there was literally not a thought in my head.
Could you put that in the
Oh, I put it in the head chat because I'm dumb. Hold on.
yeah, it needs to go step by.
God dang it. I'm sorry, everybody.
Oh,
I can't post in staff wide.
you've already responded. You can fill out this form only once.
Oh, no, I
Oh.
have to fix the settings. No, I'm failing.
This sign in form.
No, I mucked it up. Okay, 1 second.
It's maybe big.
I got the staff wide announcement up. And we don't have anybody else in the hallway. I think that's it. I think that it's that's it.
I believe this is correct.
Any of these names, people need to talk to.
Oh, I can add people as editors. Oh my gosh, Morgan.
Well, let's see. We'll go ahead and get started, and we'll let Brittany chip away at the.
Did I fix it? You should be able to now.
Here we go.
I was potato.
No.
Thank God.
Sounds like you should be good on the form. It has been repaired. Again, thank you for joining us live here for the staff meeting. We should have, I believe, 3 more of these before the event. Our 21st event, which in and of itself should be celebrated. Those of us that have been around a long time, those of you that have been around longer, those of us that those that helped in the very early days and aren't helping any longer, but helped build that foundation. As like I said, we move toward the 21st event here. We'll start going through some announcements. I will start with, as we usually do, with the board. Allie, did you have some
Come on up.
board announcements?
We have not met since the last meeting, so.
Ah, that's right.
Oh,
Sorry.
that's true. I don't know why it feels like it's been a month.
It's Tuesday.
Yeah, it feels like it's
If anyone would like to attend meeting Tuesday, I always forget, and I forgot the last 3 months.
yeah
It is open to the public. You can come and watch on YouTube.
the second Tuesday of the month. meetings are streamed on YouTube at 6:30 p.m. So that's for our parent organization, Anime Twin Cities. So
What do you have?
let me see how many different updates I have. I think first of all, I know this happened since our last staff meeting, is we have a new um, head of registration, which is Kiana, and she is in this meeting. So congratulations and welcome to her. And as well, she has uh, put up Alistair for her subhead of registration. So if you are either in the general Anime Detour Discord or the staff Discord, you'll see that they've been working fast and furiously on responding to things in there and emails and things like that. So they're up and running. Let's see.
I think we've been like rotating the one, which is like sad.
Yes.
Well, my computer just
Troy, I'm
dies if it
stealing
doesn't.
your battery for a little bit. 'Cause you have more
Yeah, I'm
battery
at
than I do.
99. Yeah, so no, that's fine.
Thanks.
Technical issues
you
continue
are
every
fine.
time.
Let's see. I will start chipping away at some of the emails that we have for updates. And then we'll just go through the folks that are in the room or if they're in chat and not in the room, and we'll just see what we got.
A quick thing for staff about badge ribbons. Deadline kind of approaching for that. If we could, soft deadline of next Friday. I'll email all the people that have emailed me. I'm going to, over the next week, work on mocking up badge ribbons for anyone who hasn't sent me a mock-up. Some groups have sent, do the same as last year. Awesome. I can resubmit that order. We have confirmed with accessibility, we're doing the pronoun ribbons again, and we're submitting a larger order this year, which is fantastic. But yeah, next Friday, soft deadline, I'm going to be placing the order the Friday after that if I have everything in order. So we need about 2 to 3 weeks to get everything shipped out from them, so that should land us right before Detour.
Awesome. Thank you. Something else that will be, I think there's only one piece that we need to do to finalize it, but I think we can talk about here that I've been working on with Wild Bills for staff. We will put a wristband around if you already have a Wild Bills mug. Do not, and this is mostly for me, do not forget it. We will put a wristband around the room, and staff will get free refills all weekend. So do not
It's so cute.
forget it. That is all of those do not forgets are for me because I forget it every doggone year and have to.
For everyone, because we would like to lessen the
Yes.
money we spend on soda in volunteer Consuite and be
Yeah.
able to spend that money on more food for you instead.
Because in Consuite, like with the Pepsi group, like whatever we return is whatever we don't use, and we get that.
Yeah. Yeah. So I mean, we do get the
Benefit of Wild Bills.
refund on that. But as it's a sponsorship partnership with Wild Bills, it's that works better than just a flat, hey, we purchased it, we didn't use it, we returned it.
Do we know this year if they're doing like a featured detour design? Because last year they did the cup soda.
No, I talked with them and it'll just be their
Their
standard mugs. We weren't even able to work on any like the exciting anime
Bruce's
themed
or
ones.
something,
They've
yeah.
had some real problems with the supply line with the specialty mugs.
Oh,
Allie?
Will you have like information on how we specifically get that?
Basically, we're just gonna have to we're just gonna have to purchase a wristband internally, and we're going to. I don't know if they're gonna put it on. We're gonna probably purchase. That's the last email that I have from them. Is do you want us to purchase a wristband, or will you?
More information coming.
do they have caffeinated soda?
I think it's all caffeinated. The only thing that isn't would be a root beer.
Let me double check through their website.
We can
If
verify.
they are a mix,
Because I also
and
require
we will
caffeinated
be-
soda.
We will be supplementing with some additional soda. We just want to spend a
Yeah,
lot.
I mean everything that they have, like the
I used to go buy one of their sippy cup lids because
yeah.
They have a sippy cup.
yeah, they have sippy cup lid and straw that you can get
Yeah.
at their booth or whatever.
Yeah, like everything that they have, like the like a cola or
Upgrade my
every
little
like
cup.
I suppose orange typically isn't.
No, I like the orange cream. I make the
Yeah,
cream
so
soda plus the orange, and it's like.
yeah, take a look and let us know.
Do we can make floats?
That'd be real cute.
Yeah, let us know.
I will place a Sam's Club order. I will hide it in my chairman room, and someone can come up and contact me for a scoop of ice cream.
Well, I know that like a lot of times store wise, like orange ones often are not caffeinated. Grape,
My Sprite is.
yeah. So I think Buttons is right that at a lot of those flavory type ones often aren't. It's like the cola ones. So we'll check on that and
Majority of their sodas are not caffeinated, which is why we will supplement
Buttons is right.
a limited number through Consweet that
Yeah.
are
That's okay. I can mix Monster and cream soda.
Yeah.
That's fine.
So yeah,
To make your coffee with monster, it's better.
yeah. So that's essentially that's the last piece that I was talking about. I was trying to figure out where the wristbands will be and how they'll be posted. But again, and so if you have extra mugs and lend them to people or however you want to sort that out, that sort of thing. Outside of that, we'll go into the updates that we
Yeah, there's a
have.
couple emailed ones. Yeah.
Um, let's see. Okay, so I've got updates from yes. I've got updates from Bruce and Tech Services. And to Bruce has been working with Conchair and Jason, our dance and music coordinator, and Taylor. We're going to schedule a meeting with Fake Start, finalize our planning items for rolling courts. I believe since our last meeting, you guys should have seen different social media posts. Finally officially announcing rolling quotes. Waiting on a quote from Audiovision's quotes for submission. Finalizing some specifics for items needed from rulings regarding power cabling. Joe's worked on some website updates for programming and registration. And we're getting some administrative credentials for website to assist in the future for updates. And Bruce also needs confirmation from logistics or tech subheads on the number of panel boxes that we have for programming needs. Uh, let's see. And from Sherry and Themes, a couple of different items. So I don't want to say listen up, but there's a number of different departments that I'm going to go down and need. So but just keep a sharp ear in case I mention you. Um, Accessibilities is waiting, and these are things that are needed for the program guide. Accessibilities is waiting on the hotline number. Artist Alley, they need a blank map. The bus schedule deadline is today. Um, Charity auction is due today. I'm just gonna take that note. 210. Cosplay Masquerade deadline is today. Exhibit hall, they need the blank map, blurb, and hours. Hotel policies deadline is today. Mobile app, keep AD safe. Deadline is today. Registration is waiting on VIP content. The staff list deadline is today. There goes my pen.
oh god. I don't have that fixed.
Video needs, from video, they need the blurb, ratings, rules, and hours. Video gaming deadline is today, and the VIP list deadline is today. So again, if you've heard that, if you've heard your department, please try and get Sherry that information ASAP if your deadline has been mentioned. We need that information so that they can get into it. They're working on that book, trying to get their information and stuff finalized as soon as possible so we can proof it, get it to the printer, and get them on it so we can get our increased number of books to us on time. Yeah. Let's see. from Hope and volunteers. They're working on finalizing the support request sign-up sheets, and then they'll be focusing on prizes and figuring out an alternative to the 10-hour prize since the shirts were cut. Let's see. I'm trying to think if I missed. I know that just let me give me a second because JC had emailed a little earlier in the week, and so did. Mm. Do you have stuff from staffing that you want to cover, Morgan? Maybe. She's not listening to me. There we go. From JC and programming. They were having their scheduling meeting. They have more featured performers and panel submissions than ever before. So, from a Anime Detour perspective, should just be incredible. And our programming is always really strong, but having more than ever before, that's awesome. If you believe you have an event going on at the convention outside of your own dedicated space, and you have not had a conversation about it, you need to reach out to JC right now. Seriously, email him before you leave the staff meeting to make sure that he has it on the schedule, so that you don't fall outside of the programming department's orbit. So again, if you have submitted a panel or involved in a panel or anything like that, make sure when you've heard anything from JC or have questions about it, please email them so that you can make sure that it didn't slip through the cracks or something like that. They're also being more aggressive with creating the social media announcements for all of the featured acts and events. We've got so many great new and returning acts that we really want people to know about. So look for a lot of that on social media. If you'd like to share that or comment on it on your own personal Facebook stuff, please do that. We really want our attendees to know about the different new and exciting and cool stuff that we've got coming. And let's see, I know there was at least one other group. Did you have stuff from staffing, Morgan, that you wanted to cover while I look? Oh, awesome. Well, why don't you go with that and I'll look for this one other one that I had.
Staffing thing number 1, staff housing. The deadline is so far in the past. I have reached out to a few people who I have not heard from on whether or not they need housing. I need answers on that as soon as possible. Please double check your spam, double check your email. This would be the email that is listed in your Eventini application, would be where those were sent, to make sure you are not someone that I'm trying to figure out whether or not we need to house you. Because after today, if I do not have an answer on whether or not we need to house you, you are not going to be listed on a housing form and we will have to figure something else out if we can. And that is a big mix. In terms of staff housing, please make sure you remember these are rooms shared with other members of staff. So please make sure to be respectful of your roommates, especially in situations where you are in a room that is assigned roommates, as you did not have any that you have requested to start with. However, if you run into a situation where you are having a disrespectful, and if there is an issue of disrespect happening with your roommates, please let me know. Or not after, because we want everyone to feel comfortable and safe while they are staying. We will have things in place for what we can do during convention. We will not be expecting you to stay in a place where you are feeling unsafe or unsafe. Assignments will be coming out very, very soon for the people who were assigned rooms and chose to go with it. If you signed up with a full group of 4 people where you all said, yes, I want to rent room with these other people, that's who you are rooming with. If you did not hit that number of people, we will be assigning you other roommates. All of those assignments have already been completed, other than the 5 people I am still waiting to hear from on housing. Please keep in mind with housing as well that we do have a list this year a rule this year that per ATC bylaws, there cannot be alcohol in your room that the convention is paying for. This is not something that we are doing as punishment for anything. This is literally an ATC bylaws. It cannot be in something where ATC is paying the bill on it.
Now, just a caveat to that, because I know people have asked this question before, and I'm sure it's going to come up in the chat. You can drink outside of your room. You can go to the bar. You can go to room parties. You can be drunk and pass out in your room. You just can't bring alcohol.
Please.
Sure.
Don't unsafe that. Oh yeah, don't unsafe pass out. Those are really dangerous. We don't want that. But in terms of just like physically sharing and having alcohol in the space, that's where the rule is. That's where the importance comes up, you guys.
Yeah, it's just a legality, especially as a 501c3 and the perception of promotion and things like that. So,
Yeah.
was it all from staffing?
No, the
Okay.
other thing is so staff badge names. This has been updated and put in the staff application since last July. When it is in asking for what badge name you want on your badge, we are asking for your preferred name and the last name initial. We are working on updating this as a form of professionalism when we are talking to attendees and as a form of being things for easily trackable. We still have a lot of staff who on their staff forms have put other things that we have let long-term be badge names in the past. That's not going to be something moving forward on this. If there is a situation where your preferred name and last name initial is something where you feel unsafe about it having your badge, please DM me, email staffing, send a carrier pigeon, any of it as soon as possible so we can make sure we come up with a solution for you in which you feel safe, but in which we are also presenting a field of professionalism for our attendees. I believe that's all the staffing stuff.
Okay. Thank you. Specs is asking about upgrades for suites. So typically what we do with those is the executive suites, and there are 30 of those, is we block all of those out as that's and it has been the room party space. And we see how many of those are accepted and slot those, and then look at how many floors that's going to encompass. And I believe we were right at it was either 18 or 19, so just 2 floors. Obviously, there's a 10 on each floor, 3, 4, and 5. So we didn't need to go to 3 floors. There's some sponsors. So what we do is once we're done with that, then we look and see how many, if any, are available to release to staff. So if that does happen, we'll send out an email if we have any left for staff after that, and see what happens with that. So unknown at this time. I did have another department update from Buttons and Convention Relations. Had all but one partner convention had filled out our Eventney form. We mentioned they weren't able to make it. Our submission form for ASIN has been completed and sent in. Immediately following the board meeting on the 13th, we'll be taking a short break, not be frequently checking emails, and be back on the 20th. So we'll be coordinating with the executive team. Will not only be coordinating with just students on the industry mixer, but there's a number of other groups and areas that we have to work with to pull that together. Folks that have been kind of the primary point of contact for sponsors, but there's this year, thankfully, we have a couple of different types of sponsors. So we have, the folks who have entered in newly this year using our new sponsorship deck, as well as sort of our long-standing industry sponsors, whether it be Crunchyroll or Japanime and the like. So we want to make sure that they aren't missed. Obviously working with our head of guests, Olivia. So with the industry mixer pulling from a number of different areas to pull that guest list together, and to try and make sure that we do have industry people that attend Anime Detour that aren't only at a booth, um, or doing a table, that sort of thing, as well as folks who have been in touch as far as like community tabling and things like that. So making sure that we're pulling from all of those areas of the convention, and setting up that industry mixer. So, yeah, it looks like that was all the buttons had. Um, I think that might have been, unless any of you guys are in emails and have seen any other emailed updates or are aware of them. Oh, you know what? I know that John sent one in. And safety and John. Safety department staff has training coming up February 24th, 1 p.m., and February 27th at 6 p.m. For safety staff, please sign up for one of them or send them an email so they can coordinate an alternative option. Schedule sign up will come soon. And I think that that was all of the updates that we had received. And that is all of the people that are here as well. Um, if there are any other department heads in the chat, um, wanted to type out their update and put it in that way, I'll check a few more spots and see if there was anything.
Ally has something.
Holly, go ahead.
Yeah, I just wanted to throw out, we will have, we'll be doing our best to figure out how to set up signups through Vendy. We will have signups for doing the 18+ wristband table, and that is open to all staff members, not just safety staff. And it's very easy. You get to sit down and you get a cheat sheet.
Excellent. I'm just going to check. Um, I was checking Discord to see. I didn't see any other updates in the Discord. What about any other general things? How about chairs? You guys have anything else generally?
I don't have anything other than what I went over.
Um, I don't want to delay you guys or keep you guys anything. If you guys have anything in chat, now is the time. Anything at all, anything you guys have questions on, concerns about, we're moving ever so closer. Most of the departments are starting to close out the bulk of their preparations, programming, registration. We'll be ordering our badges. Um, like I said, the program guides, exhibit hall artist alley maps, everything's kind of starting to come together. Some of the last few bits, as Morgan mentioned, staff housing, some of the last few things that, we'll be doing, as Buttons had mentioned, the industry mixer, the staff event that's typically on Sunday. I believe we mentioned it at the last um, staff meeting. If not, we'll cover it again, as we'll most likely be moving that to the fourth floor, since video gaming is in the North Star, North Star ballroom. It takes them longer to move things, so they won't be out of there as quickly as artists are. So we'll be shifting that to the fourth floor. So kind of final preparation. So we're at the tail end of the cycle. If you need help with things, with approaching these deadlines, don't be afraid. Don't hesitate to reach out to your vice chairs. We're here to help and try to uh, put the final cap on things and get you in contact with the people you need the help from. If it is another department, if it is another vice chair, if it is information from the hotel, if it's, as we've discussed, things in Eventney. If we don't know how to do it, we have a very easy access line to our Eventney rep. We will get you the information from, either our facilities department. Hotura's worked very closely with our hotel liaison. We will get you the information from hotel. Um, Morgan has the information about staff housing and staffing information. So We want you guys to have that information. Um, I think Colton is working on a sheet for hopefully typically things that you may want in your area, as far as food stuff. It's not going to be typically like it's more snack type items as it has been previously. Um, once he finds that spreadsheet and gets that out to us, keep in mind it's a wish list. It's not a promise. If we're able to do that, typically people have asked for, a thing of Gatorade or a thing of soda. It's kind of a pick me up or a snack if you aren't able to get to Consuite or um, that sort of thing. It's not exactly. It's not.
I have lungs, I swear.
It's not you're not going to have everything within arm's reach, but we want you to be able to have, so
I think an example I have is I requested like a specific, really niche kind of sugar-free monster. And I got the basic sugar-free monster because that's what they were able
yeah,
to buy in the bulk pack and also service from the Consweet room, which is totally fine. It was just I wanted
yeah.
caffeine that was sugar-free. So you can be specific with these
Hmm.
requests, and if it's like an allergy requisite kind of
Yeah.
thing, they're very closely aware of those kind of things. But just be aware there are like some constraints. If you're ordering like an elite style chip snack that is like probably $12 for an
Mm.
egg, maybe consider just getting that yourself and bringing it special. If it's something that you and your staff
Yeah.
are going to share, or you and your team for setup will help you survive. So
Yeah.
put that on your request form.
Especially snacks, water, drinks, things that you can use while you're in your area if you're not able to, get down as often as possible. We will try to continue to have the mobile con suite and continue to work with them on areas to go to, prioritizing and scheduling and things like that, that it continues to be worked on to maximize the efficiency of that. Um, we will continue to as I think Morgan got it about 70% right, and then she just went off the rails at the department heads meeting about prioritizing, making sure people are taking your breaks. That is a heavy priority for us as staff, is we want people to be able to take their breaks. We have increased our staff in this year through recruiting, not just us as an event recruiting, not just as the staffing department recruiting, but different people and department heads doing recruiting. So we want to have as many people as we're able to, so that people do take breaks, do rest. And I mean, it might sound like a foreign concept, but you could go enjoy the con that you helped to build. I mean, it it sounds crazy. You could do that thing. Um, it's awesome. I don't just do it. Do that thing. Go enjoy it. There's lots of cool panels. There's lots of neat stuff. I would love to see everybody Friday at the concert. It's going to be super awesome. Um,
Oh my god, I'm so excited to get to see them again.
yeah, promise I think you'll love it. Um, I don't know that we have anything other like big topics. Just make sure that you're keeping on top of those things. If teams need something from you, please get it to them. We can't get things we can't get things printed if they don't have the stuff. That's the biggest holdup. If it's not in the book, it's really unhelpful. And I know that there's a lot of delays sometimes that in emails from other external sources that aren't on what we're doing. Believe me, do I know, where you're like, just circling back on this for the seventh time in 4 days. But if you could just respond, that would be super awesome. Yeah. Sherry says the one nice thing about working on the book is planning all the panels we want to go to. That's that used to be my favorite part of going to cons. Now it's like can't go to that one, can't go to that one. Thanks, JC, for scheduling those three panels at the same time as mine. Rude. But that's
You should double check with JC that chairman stuff doesn't happen at the same time as rolling court stuff.
oh, I did. I think, yeah, I believe I mentioned that, but yeah, I will double check.
I do not have a clone as much as Tori is almost my clone.
Um, yeah.
You're gonna fight him if you do.
Um,
I would.
Oh, so well, it says, it's either Sherry or Mike, one of the two of you. But anyway, sorry, Mike. If there's anything else in chat, feel free to let us know. Like I said, if you guys need anything, especially in these next weeks, let us know. Um, if you need help with things, let us know. We are here to get to the finish line. Um, and then most of you will take a break and then we'll pick it up. Hokur, do you have stuff?
Yeah, Troy, are all of the sponsors, like who are in vendors on EventMe? So can I take their emails from there and send them informational email about the exhibitor hall, when to set up, when to tear down,
They're
business
not
hours and
all
stuff?
in Eventini.
They're not all in
Japanery's not an Eventini.
Uh-oh.
Okay, well,
Well, that's a good thing to like
yeah,
ask. No.
Alyssa just asked me,
Yeah.
so I need all of the sponsors' emails so I can send them. First off, Alyssa needs to send them the exhibitor hall contract so that they're staying in our guideline of what to send.
Mhm.
Mhm.
And then set time, take down time, business hours,
Yeah, I think
all of that good stuff.
Yeah,
Like dock hours.
yeah, I think the only one who hasn't yet confirmed is probably Crunchyroll because I think their legal team still had that contract.
Yeah. Okay. Now, if you could get me that information so we could send it to
Yeah.
ASAP.
And I think Jen had reached out to you guys. She told me she was going to.
Jen, like from
Yeah.
She already emailed us, and her email is actually what prompted Alyssa to
Yeah.
message me.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, I can get you the information for Japanime. I'm sure the confusion was like the switch over to Eventney because everything used to be so much more informal, which is good that it's now through Eventney because now everything is. Yeah.
On it, not can you give me that stuff?
Get it there. Yeah.
Yeah.
You need to get it up there.
Because last year we weren't using Eventney for that.
Japan messaged me personally.
Yep.
And I was like, oh.
Yeah, because we weren't using Eventney for
You're
that
like,
stuff.
hello.
Did you have something, Brittany?
Yeah, in the chat is kids programming in the book. It should be. We just need to make sure that all the entries are being addressed appropriately and everything is being changed and updated according to this year. So one more time for importance, just because someone randomly asked, to make sure we're looking at our pages as soon as they're sent out for the program guidebook for editing. That will be happening soon, I believe. So I know historically and at other cons I have seen groups not update their content. This is like the number one call for all department heads to be engaged with their teams when they go to look at that content. So
Yeah, and that was the first round of things that teams had requested was to go to your basically, I guess that's kind of what I'm calling sort of your department blurb, which in many cases would have also contained your hours as like, hey, Artist Alley is about this, that, and the other thing, and these are our hours, and making sure that those were correct. And yeah, we want to make sure, a lot of that may stay the same, but if you've changed your hours or you don't like, the verbiage of your, whatever your blurb was, or if it's something like hotel policies where you want to change something, add something.
and always feel free to work closely with the executive
Yeah.
team when it comes to like changing convention wide stuff. We should be involved. We should be
Yeah.
looped in because like we're here to like assist in like that convention identity concept. So
Yeah, and it's not intended to be, like permission. It is always intended. That's why we hold these meetings and the leadership meetings. It's intended to be collaborative. Essentially, if most of the emails are going to be received by us, so we just kind of like to know, like, okay, when did we make that change? Most of the decisions, honestly, when department heads come to us and they're like, we're thinking about doing this, most of the time we're like, okay, sounds good.
Or, hey, that's a really cool thing. We're also going to steal that and have this other department do
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, or like, we love that idea, or yeah, run with it,
Or sometimes we need to check things out in terms of policy.
Yeah.
Like when it came to like stuff about registration, like, that affects the legality of ATC. It's really important to us to make
Yeah.
sure that we're like assessing those things as a group.
Yeah, it's just that collaboration and like, well, is it a hotel thing? Is there a bylaw thing? Which a lot of times there isn't, admittedly, but most of the time, like I said, it's just so that we're in the know. If we get an email from somebody like, what's up with this policy? And it's like, oh well, when did we start doing that? Like, I feel like, at the very least, we should know a thing happened and when, and
Minimum.
so at least we don't have to be like, well, we didn't know anything about that. Like I said, most of our meetings, again, between the three that we have between now and event will probably be very similar to this. Like, well, are we finished with that? Did we finish with that? We check that off. There's kind of an old adage like you never really finish convention planning. You just stop. The convention just shows up, and it's kind of like, well, that's all we had time for. I don't know that anybody that's ever planned a convention is like, well, we're done. You know,
It's not how
we
this works.
we've
This is a continual growth
yeah
opportunity, like at all times.
we have finished everything. Um,
So where are our policies located at when we want to review them? Well, I know for the specifics in the program guidebook, we'll have to like update those once they are sent out as they are sent out. When it comes to stuff on our website, those can be updated accordingly, like whenever we get the chance to talk to about it, like with the responsive department heads or executive team. We don't currently have any like shared drive
yeah,
overarching don't do this, yes, do
and
that documentation in our org.
yeah, and this isn't meant as
Staff handbook.
We have the staff handbook.
yeah.
It's
Well,
like,
I can
is
speak
the
to
handbook still linked to Eventany?
Yes.
Okay.
It should be.
So Bruce, if you're looking for the
and
handbook
we
stuff,
are doing a
org chart?
and well, yeah, we're doing an org chart. But the staff handbook is outdated.
To make it a living document,
Yes,
a living
so
document
it's
that we can leave
yeah,
feedback on and change
yeah.
over
It's
time.
not something where we
Right now it's
only
static.
go over it once a year, that sort of thing. But to specifically be able to address Bruce's question, I have insight into the other convention that Bruce has worked at for longer and more in depth, but I know about NebrasCon's policies is historically Anime Detour has been um, nowhere near as robust in documentation or actual policy developing as NebrasCon. So that sort of system does not exist. We made a point a couple of years ago to look to start some of that, to actually have developed and documented and stated policies, actually really um, borrowing from that policy of anyone can propose a change to the policy, and then there be a process for reviewing that proposed change and whether that change was accepted or not accepted. It's about getting those policies documented and into a place where they can be easily accessed and shared. But um, despite our despite where we are at in our history, that had not previously been done. So it kind of rests on us right now to get more of those policies established, agreed upon with leadership and input from staff and implemented, and that's a significant portion of leadership working with our staffing department to be able to um, get those, like I said, agreed upon, implemented, documented, easily accessed, and shared, and known that this is how any one of us can request a change, and then the process for that change. So, um, anything else from anyone else while we're in the meeting? Like I said, we've 48 days. Sounds like a lot, isn't a lot. Sounds terrifying and is. But if you have anything at all, please message the chairman group, any one of us. If you need anything, we are always here to help, especially during this crunch time. We want to help. We want to get you guys the information that you need. We do not want you guys to be any more stressed out than the last couple of months building towards a convention is. We have a lot of new staff. We have a lot of new department heads. Um, Please do what we always do and welcome them to our friendly chaos. Welcome them to the magic that is Detour,
Welcome them to the constantly under construction that is Detour.
really, that's the reason we chose the theme. That way they can't say, well, I expected it to be perfect. It's like it's always under construction.
Look at, I-35.
Right.
It's just a work in progress. When winter happens.
Yeah, please welcome them. especially at Detour, and help them to, literally and figuratively find their way. We have a lot of really good veteran leadership, especially I think Discord has been a tremendous help to answering and just kind of pointing the way a lot of, they're not informal questions, but it didn't need a lengthy email chain or something. There's
Right.
just a lot of kind of ping ponging communication. So thank you to the folks that are able to kind of jump in and take care of that right away. But anything else from anyone here in the room? Awesome. Then I think we're done. I'll let everybody return back to the rest of their weekend. Thank you for joining us. As always, I said, if there's anything at all, please email the chair team or your vice chair, and we will help you get that sorted. Thank you guys. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Bye.